Hey guys, Kaishiniko here, and I'm doing a deck profile of my Yosenju deck. It's fun, it can be very anti-meta, and it's pretty budget to build, so I'm going to show you what my deck has. First off, I run 3 Yosenju, 1. It's a really cool card. If you have another Yosenju monster on the field, you can send one card once per turn while it's face up on the field that your opponent controls to the hand. So you can get rid of a big monster they have, or some kind of maybe a back row or something that's bothering you. All Yosenju monsters have the effect of when they're normal summoned, you can normal summon another Yosenju monster with a different name, and then at the end of the turn, if a Yosenju monster was normal summoned, it returns to that turn. It returns back to your hand. Then I have 3 Yosenju, 2. He's great. He's 1800 attack, and he can attack your opponent directly, but then the attack is cut in half. Which is still good, because if your opponent has a big, huge monster, but you still want to do damage, you can still attack directly with him. Next, I have 3 Yosenju, 3s. He's the searcher of the deck. Whenever another Yosenju monster you control deals battle damage, you get to search your deck for a Yosenju card. Anything, the trap, the spell, or the monsters. So, if you have a big monster on the field and all you have is a 2 and a 3, you can then attack with your 2 directly, and then 3 will still be able to search for a card. Next, I run 2 Yosenju Sujik. He doesn't have the ability to normal summon another Yosenju card like the other ones do, but he still returns to your hand at the end of the turn. Once per turn, if he's on the field, you can target a Yosenju monster you control, and it gains 1,000 attack until the end of the turn. During either player's turn, if Yosenju monster battles an opponent's monster, you can then discard him from your hand to then give your monster 1,000 attack. I run 3 Yosenju Shinshu L. It's the pendulum. I only run the L's because they're the best. Its pendulum effect is if Yosenju monster or monsters you control would be destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can destroy this card instead. So if you put him in the pendulum zone, your opponent goes to do torrential at the end of your chain, you're like, nope, I'm going to send this to the grave, my monsters are all safe. Or you go to attack, they do mirror force, you're like, nope, they're saved. So he's really good to have. He's also, if he's normal summoned, you change it to defense position, and then your opponent cannot target Yosenju monsters you control with card effects except this card. So he would go into defense, so if they go to do Snatch Steal or something, they're like, oh, I'll have to take this one because you won't be able to target my other guys. So, nice 2100 defense because all your monsters are going to leave the field. He also doesn't return to the hand and doesn't normal summon. So he would be the last thing you would do. And then he stays on the field, and then your opponent will have a nice 2100 defense to have to get through. Next, I run 2 card D. Just for, the draw power. Drawing in this deck really works well, and I don't like to run Upstart because I give my opponent the extra 1,000 for each card, and it's like, why do that when I can just do this, and then I'll still have stuff to protect me during my turn when I have nothing on the field. I run 2 Swift Scarecrow for protection when I have nothing on the field, and my opponent goes to do direct attack. This helps out. That's it for the monsters. For the spells, I run 2 Yosen Training Grounds. This is like their 6 AM Gateway Dojo combo kind of thing. Each time a Yosenju monster is normal or special summoned, you add a counter to it. You can then take off counters and then do whatever, depending on the number of counters you take off, you do an effect. If you take off 1 counter, all your Yosenju monsters gain 300 attack for the turn. If you take off 3 counters, you search your deck for a Yosenju card. That counts as the monsters, another copy, or actually, I don't think you can't search for that, but you can get another. You can get the traps because it's a Yosen, not a Yosenju. If you have 2 on the field, they don't stack. You won't be able to do one and then do the other because it does name the card itself in the title, in the effect, so that you'd only be able to do one effect for either card, and that's it. So it's like you have 2 on the field. They both have 3 counters. You can't go 3 and then 1. It's just once you do an effect on one of them, that's it. Next, I run 2 Tenki because they're all Beast Warriors. So Tenki helps search them out and also gives them 100 attack buff. I run 3 Space Typhoon because, get rid of those back rows, don't have to worry about them. I run 1 Divine Wind Mist Valley. You can only run 1 because it's limited. I've run this build with it and without it. Doesn't really hurt it with it, doesn't really hurt it without it. Once returned, if a wind monster would return to the hand, you control returns to the hand, then you special summon a wind monster from your deck. So any of the monsters you special summon won't be able to return to the hand at the end of the turn. So that's why you usually summon L for the nice 2100 defense. 1 Pot of Duality for draw power, and I don't special summon, so it doesn't matter. 1 Snatch Steel, 1 Day of Peace, and 1 Regeki. A lot of people run Regeki and 2 Dark Holes, but I have other ways of clearing the field, so it doesn't really bother me. I run 3 Yosenju's Secret Move. This is their Solemn Judgment. I've seen decks that don't run this, and it's like, why not? If you build it right, you can run this card and always be able to use it on both players' turns. With having L in the Pendulum Zone, you're able, because this card says that you have to have at least 1 Yosenju card on the field. It doesn't count the field spell, the continuous spell. And if all your monsters, if any, are Yosenjus, you can use the Secret Move. So if all I have on the field is Yosenju L, and I have a set Secret Move, and my opponent goes to do something, I can then still play it because I have a Yosenju card, even if I don't have any monsters on the field. So it's able to be used on your opponent's turn, and not just on your turn when you have a monster out there. So that's why I like running it at 3. 2 Vanity's Emptiness, because why not? I don't special summon. And everything returns to the hand at the end of the turn, so I don't have to worry about it going to the grave. 2 Deep Prison, to get rid of stuff. 1 Mirror Force, 1 Bottomless, and 1 Torrential, because why not? They help the deck. Next, for the extra deck, I run 2 Cowboys, a Thunder Spark Dragon, because I can make 3 level 4s easily, and he clears the field. He has the Regeki effect. 1 Daigusto Emerald. In case anything's in the grave, I can shuffle them back. 1 Tiger King. He helps me search out Tenkies and then search for other cards. 1 Diamond Direwolf. 1 Shark. Exoton Knight. Abyss Dweller. Rhapsody Berserk. I love this card because it just banishes 2 cards from your opponent's graveyard. So it's a really good card. Black Ship. Dark Rebellion. And then I run a Deltros and a Diamond because I can, like I said, I can go into the level 4s. So I can go into Deltros, blow up a card that my opponent controls, and then just overlay Diamond. And then if I'm going against Burning Abyss or Shadal's, he's a good card to have on the field because it stops Dark Monster effects. And any card that's sent to the grave would get banished instead. Oh, they can't send cards to the grave, sorry. They can't send cards to the grave from their deck. So yeah, he's a good card. And then 1 Heartland Draco because of the continuous spell and Tenki that I can then attack directly for 2,000 if I need to. The other Cowboy's coming in the mail, but 2 Cowboys is good because you can bring out all 4 of your guys, swing, and then go Cowboy game, and just OTK like that. It's really fun. For my side deck, a lot of people will choose different things. For my side deck, I run 2 DD Crows, 2 Fossil Dinos. I don't special summon, so that doesn't worry me. And DD Crows helps banish stuff out of your opponent's graveyards. 1 D Fissure, 2 Shared Rides. I swap out the card Ds for Shared Rides when I go against Necroz, because when they go keep adding cards to their hand, from their deck to their hand, I get to keep drawing. 2 Spell Shattering Arrow. A lot of people use Fairy Wind. I like Spell Shattering Arrow a lot better. There aren't that many face-up traps anymore that you have to be worried about. Yeah, Skill Drain still still runs around in some places. And then you got Vanity's Emptiness. For my deck, Vanity's Emptiness does nothing against it, so I don't really worry about it. But there still are Pendulum builds. There's still you've got Quillpots that use pendulums, and that equip card. You've got, going against my own, another Yosenju deck. So, Spell Shattering Arrow, because it's a quick play, you destroy all face-up spell cards your opponent controls, and they take 500 damage for each one. It's a really good card, because also if they go to activate Tenki, and you can chain to it, and destroy the Tenki and burn them for 500, and they don't get to search. So, that's why I like it. 2 Soul Release, again, Graveyard Hate. 2 in the Band Played On, since I don't special summon, I can play it and keep it on the field. It's like almost another Vanities. Neither player can special summon monsters with the same level as those they control. Neither player can special summon monsters with the same rank as those they control. So it really stops the XYZ plays and stuff. And then 2 Shadow and Prison Mirror for Burning Abyss and Shadal's. So yeah, that's my build. I did play in my locals today, and I got first place. I played against a Shadal deck, a Necroz deck, a Zombie deck, and a couple others. And I did good against the Necroz. I was able to really hold them down. The D-Fissure worked out a lot, and it just, every time they sent a card to the grave, it just got banished. Because for Necroz, all it says is just discard. It doesn't say discard to the grave, so it didn't have to be. It wasn't stopped by it, but it was really hurt them because now all their stuff is in the being banished and not in the grave. So yeah, the deck works. It's fun. I like it a lot. So if you have any comments or questions or whatever, just leave a comment down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.